EA has confirmed a new single-player Battlefield game is coming. Sony revealed its all-new gaming hardware. Halo Infinite's player base is up in arms over the development response to a critical bug, and much more on This Week in Gaming. EA published an exciting job listing on their official career page. The listing calls for a design director to join Marcus Leto at EA's new Seattle studio. The director would oversee the production of a single-player campaign for a new Battlefield game. The right candidate should know what they're doing, as EA is looking for someone with at least 10 years of experience. For now, the Seattle studio is expected to expand the narrative side of the Battlefield franchise. However, it's still in its infancy. It's unknown whether or not this single-player experience will be added to Battlefield 2042, or if it'll be something entirely new. In other news, Battlefield community manager Tom Stratman has confirmed that the devs are looking into balancing the MV-38 Condor's 50mm cannon pod. Right now, many players feel that this transport is way too strong against infantry and too tanky. Fans are happy to hear that balancing changes may be on their way. One user on Steam claims Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 will utilize Valve's Steam Workshop. The user Another Giveaway claims they received a notification in Steam telling them Modern Warfare 2 would be part of the Steam Workshop. This would allow users to mod the game and create content for it. Offering this freedom to players is a fantastic way of extending the game's lifecycle. Some players speculate that this could have something to do with the rumored Escape from Tarkov inspired mode called DMZ. For now, however, it's still just speculation. The director of God of War Ragnarok, Cory Barlog, shared on Twitter that the highly anticipated sequel has not been delayed until next year. Replying to a fan, he stated that neither the reveal event nor the game has been delayed. This is despite the numerous rumors suggesting the opposite. Barlog shared that if it were up to him, he would share details as soon as he knew, but unfortunately, it's not up to him. Ragnarok still has a vague 2022 release window, but insiders have suggested the game will ship sometime around September. Star Citizen's next update, version 3.17.2, is currently available on the game's public test server. It adds new derelict locations to loot, outposts, AI improvements, ship upgrades, and a new dynamic event called the Siege of Orison. It also makes some big under-the-hood improvements to how players and NPCs move. The updated system should result in smoother and more natural motion from characters, however, it still seems like it needs a bit more testing. The official EA Twitter account received significant backlash this week after posting a poorly conceived tweet about single-player games. The tweet upset fans of single-player games in general and rocked the boat with some of EA's studios, most notably Respawn Entertainment, who is working on the highly anticipated Star Wars Jedi Survivor game. The new head of Battlefield, Vince Zampella, expressed his frustration with a facepalm emoji, and plenty of notable developers shared their concerns online. EA hasn't really apologized sincerely yet, but they did follow up shortly after, referring to their original tweet as an L. Developers from the old Visceral Games studio also shared their frustration, as their studio was actually shut down after being forced to make Dead Space 3 a co-op title. Other game studios, like the devs behind Sea of Thieves, are also chiming in by mocking EA's tweet. I'm sure this backlash will make EA vet their social tweets a bit more before posting next time. A new Apex Legends mobile exclusive legend has leaked online. Their codename is DJ and will feature a new item called the Nebula Dog. There's very little information beyond that, and Respawn hasn't shared anything. Fans assume this DJ character will be added to the launch of Season 3. It's also unclear whether or not this legend will make its way to the console and PC versions of Apex. The developers confirmed that the mobile game would retain a lot of exclusive content to set it aside from the standard game. Sony finally revealed its new InZone gaming brand along with plenty of hardware. They stated that InZone is part of the company's broader demographic and isn't restricted to just the PlayStation brand. The lineup consists of 2 new gaming monitors and 3 new headsets. The M9 is a 27-inch 4K panel at 1440Hz refresh rate. It'll launch this summer for $1,200. The M3 is a 27-inch 1080p screen running at a much higher 240Hz refresh rate. Both monitors are NVIDIA G-Sync compatible and use HDMI 2.1, so next-gen consoles will run just fine. As for the new headsets, the H9 is wireless and noise cancelling, the H7 is wireless without noise cancelling, and the H3 is wired without noise cancelling. This new hardware is another example of Sony's push into PC and mobile gaming. They confirmed that by 2025 they hope that 50% of their launch titles will be playable on both PC and console. The Callisto Protocol is an action horror spiritual successor to the Dead Space series. It's being developed by a new studio called Striking Distance Studios, headed by Glenn Schofield. In an interview with Eurogamer, Schofield stated that Callisto will be much gorier and more horrific than any Dead Space game. Striking Distance has created a new gore engine to make things as detailed and lifelike as possible. Not to mention a new rendering technique to make the game run more efficiently. The Callisto Protocol is set to release this December on console and PC. 343 Industries stated that the dead desync issue in Halo Infinite's multiplayer is a top priority, but that the studio's resources are being used elsewhere. The issue is caused by something forcing the player's client and server to drift out of sync. It can lead to an enemy's position in-game not representing where they actually are, which of course is very annoying for players, especially those in more competitive environments. Fans are upset with the issue and frustrated with the developer's response. Players across social media channels are asking how this can be a top priority while also being put on the back burner. The Pokemon Go development studio Niantic is reportedly cutting costs in various areas. The studio has canceled 4 upcoming games, including a Transformers title that was in development for some time. The studio will also be cutting between 85 and 90 jobs. According to a spokesperson, the company will focus on their key priorities instead of developing multiple projects. Generally, Niantic hasn't had commercial success since Pokemon Go. Both its Pikmin Bloom and Harry Potter games were major flops. However, they do have a new augmented reality NBA game in the works. Before we get to our final topic in today's video, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do so. It's a great way to support this channel, the content I make here, and it's also just a great way to keep you informed about news and other things going on in the gaming world. The developers at Crytek have prepared a host of improvements for its extraction shooter Hunt Showdown. The 1.9 update is being tested on the public playtest servers on Steam. It'll introduce new cosmetics, map adjustments, and technical changes. Gun audio will be refined, making it more readable over long distances. A more in-depth black market store will be updated more regularly, and matches will now be capped at 45 minutes. There's other bug fixes and quality of life changes coming as well. Hunt Showdown continues to grow in popularity with a growing player base every week. And that wraps it up for today's episode of This Week in Gaming. As always, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you next time. This is Levelcap, signing off.